Yo everybody, what is good? It's your boy Prince Kane here, back with another video. First off, I'd like to apologize about that chomping sound in the background. That's my dog eating, so just don't mind that. Anyways, we are back here to check out another video by this guy named The Truth Is. This time he's talking about Disney, so I'm curious to know what he says about this. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video in 3, 2, 1, go.
I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we'll be talking about Disney. But before we begin, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement. By joining the Truth Movement, you get a few cool perks, like getting early access to videos the moment I'm done making them. This means no more waiting for video premieres at 1 p.m. By joining the Truth Movement, you're also helping me with the funding of Truth Records. So if you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement. The link would be in the description. Thank you all. Now let's get right into it. The truth is, for many of us, Disney holds a special place in our hearts and might even spark memories from our childhood. There has been countless generations of kids who have grown up watching and admiring the stars Disney movies and shows has produced. With parents all around the world trusting Disney to provide the family with child-friendly entertainment, Disney has managed to earn the public's trust and is considered a safe network for all children to watch. But is this really true? Disney, from the outside looking in, looks like a harmless children network. Whether it's their child-friendly shows and movies on Disney Channel or their magical Disney theme parks and resorts, kids just love them, and parents do too. They even have a record label where they produce child-friendly music for millions of children all around the world. Disney is loved by children and trusted by parents, which is what allowed Disney to become the mega company it is today. Disney has done an amazing job at disguising itself as such a network that should be trusted. But should they really? The thing is, Disney, since its creation, has had sinister goals hidden in its child-friendly image. Disney's content is created with the targeted goal of shaping the mind of children, preparing them to be perfect obedient members of their Masonic world. In order to understand my point, we must go back to the start of Disney. Most importantly, the creator, Mr. Walt Disney himself. Walt Disney was the son of Elos Disney, who was a member of the Freemasons. Walt himself was indoctrinated into Freemasonry when he was still a child, as he was part of the Masonic de Molay organization for young boys. It is obvious Walt was heavily influenced by what he learned in that Masonic club for young boys. This can be seen in his network, which is full of Freemasonic ideologies. In many of their programming, we can find many Masonic references throughout their shows, and even in their Disney theme park, as they added a secret club called Club 33 for its prime members. Now that we know what Walt Disney stood for and represented, you can start to see a clear reason on why he chose to make children content, and why he decided to promote the values he promotes through Disney, as Disney was designed to corrupt the morals of our children, indoctrinating them into adopting Masonic values, just like the de Molay organization that Walt was a part of himself. Disney is not in the business of making child-friendly entertainment. What they're really making is child programming, broadcasting MK Ultra to the masses. What Disney does better than all the other children networks is hiding their Masonic agenda by presenting themselves as the safest and most trustworthy network. The thing is, this is all a front. This is how they earn parents' trust and are able to get their children alone in front of the TV so they can shape their minds with their programming. While children all over the world are in their rooms watching Disney, they're being introduced to Masonic rituals and witchcraft, themes that are not appropriate for kids, all hidden in the core plot of their biggest hit shows. Hence, why most of their shows have something to do with magic in some way or another. Teaching children about witches, spirits, and everything in between, painting it all in a good light. For example, if we look at Mickey Mouse, their most iconic character, he is often depicted as a warlock who uses good magic. The thing is, there's no such thing as good magic. All ritual magic is forbidden by God. Disney wants to introduce this way of life to their young viewers and brainwash them, shaping them into the people they need for their Masonic world. If we look at just how much of their programming has witchcraft theme, you will start to see a pattern in their content. In Disney's movie Sleeping Beauty, they had the witch Maleficent, who called herself the mistress of all evil. Throughout the movie, she would cast spells and perform rituals. In The Little Mermaid, they had the witch named Ursula, who in the movie grants deals like the devil, making a deal with Ariel. In Aladdin, they have Jafar, the evil sorcerer, who once again can be seen casting spells and performing rituals. In the movie The Princess and the Frog, they even introduced the audience to voodoo with one of the characters they called the Shadow Man, or Snow White. Even the entire Halloween Town movie series was about quote-unquote good witches versus bad warlocks. In the Disney movie Hocus Pocus, we see throughout the entire movie the witches trying to get children for their ritual magic so they can steal their souls. They also have shows like Wizards of Waverly Place, where the whole premise of the show is witchcraft and magic, or shows like their new show, The Owl House, which is just loaded with Masonic imagery, and it's once again about good witches versus bad witches. One of the shows that is open with their symbolism is Gravity Falls. The entire show is just Masonic programming, and is a perfect example of what Disney is all about. As you can see, all these movies and TV shows have the same theme. It's all about magic, depicting Masonic rituals and witchcraft in a good light. Now, many people will say it's just silly stuff for children. No one really believes in none of that stuff. Well, you couldn't.
Man, that's crazy. They literally have a character on there that's literally the all-seeing eye, and people don't even realize what's right in front of them. That's sad.
Be more wrong, as rituals and magic are the main thing that takes place in Masonic lodges. Masons love their rituals, they partake in them and take them serious. They truly believe in their practices, and from what I can see, it's working for them. Most of our presidents have been Freemasons, as well as many other high-ranking politicians, celebrities, and businessmen. How coincidental is it that the creator of Disney practiced Masonic rituals since a child, and then makes a company where most of the TV shows shown have these very themes associated, targeted at children? You can start to see that Disney's sole purpose is to brainwash children into accepting Masonic morals. I believe Disney got so good at programming the mind of the youth because they had help from the CIA, who for years ran experiments on how to manipulate a person's mind. We have spoken about MK Ultra on this channel several times, and I believe MK Ultra plays a big part in Disney's programming. Walt Disney had a relationship with two men, William Wild Bill Donovan and Paul Helliwell, who were of importance in the CIA back in the 1950s. Walt contacted William and Paul for help on acquiring land for the park he wanted to build in Florida. Around the same time that Walt was building his Florida park, the CIA was administering MK Ultra on people all over the US, learning how to effectively manipulate the mind. I believe Disney learned MK Ultra techniques from the CIA and incorporated it into their programming. We can see this with the subliminal messages Disney adds into their shows aimed at viewers' subconscious. Disney has...
I know y'all saw that. It literally, that smoke, for a split second, it spelled sex. In a little kid's show. That's fucked up.
Been accused over the years of adding subliminal messages into their movies and TV shows, often trying to insert inappropriate hidden images and messages into their content that shouldn't be shown to children. The reason for this is because they know exactly how to affect the human brain. In most cases, these messages are so...
What? Ask about Illuminati? Word? I never noticed that before. That's crazy.
So hidden that we consciously don't pick up on them, but our subconscious will still be affected as it absorbs everything we see. This technique was used during MK Ultra experiments to break down patients' minds. It is not a coincidence that Disney used techniques similar to what was used during MK Ultra. Disney has also used smell manipulation in their theme parks, another technique that was used to break people's minds during MK Ultra experiments. This is what Disney's programming is, MK Ultra for the minds of the youth. Many people also believe Disney uses MK Ultra techniques on their own Disney stars to better control them and make them forget about things they've seen in the industry. In my opinion, this seems to be a possibility. We all know of the big stars that Disney produced like Selena Gomez, Justin Timberlake, and plenty more that go on to be huge celebrities. Who Disney doesn't want you to remember are those stars like Britney Spears, Orlando Brown, and Demi Lovato, whose public mental breakdowns all shows what Disney really does to their stars' mental state. These actors had traumatic experiments while they were active in Hollywood. Clearly, something was done, affecting them mentally and emotionally. I recently did a video on Orlando Brown, and I spoke about how he appears to be a victim of MK Ultra. The more that Orlando Brown has been exposing the industry, the more that Disney tries to distance themselves from him, acting as he never even existed. Orlando Brown not only lost his career, but he also seems to have lost his sanity. We saw the same with Britney Spears, who to me appears to be a clear victim of MK Ultra. Britney Spears, who used to be on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse as a child, went on to have a huge pop career. Shortly after being in the spotlight, the world witnessed her mental breakdown. This would be a recurrence for Disney stars, as again, this would happen to more stars like Demi Lovato, Bella Thorne, and even Miley Cyrus. The reason I believe these stars have these breakdowns is because of the trauma they are put through. Many of us have heard by now of how countless stars have been taken advantage of in order to achieve success. When these stars have had enough and want it all to end, no longer caring about their careers or fame, this is when their breakdowns begin. The reason for this is because they become a liability to those who run Hollywood. The industry can't risk these actors exposing their dirty secrets, so these stars are targeted and put under MK Ultra, as it's the most effective way to make a person forget. MK Ultra is known to scramble the minds of the person is being done on. Disney also plays a large role in why so many women become obsessed with living up to specific beauty standards and developing unrealistic material goals. Disney starts affecting the minds of women as early as possible while they're still little girls, drilling in unachievable beauty standards while influencing them to live materialistic lives. Disney tells little girls early on what they deem as beautiful and good for girls, making it seem that every girl must be rich and look like a princess to be considered important and beautiful. They train women into thinking their entire existence is all about looking beautiful for men so that a Prince Charming can swoop in and save them. As these little girls that grow up watching these shows eventually start turning into young women, this is when the programming just becomes...
Man, that is the biggest lie ever. Don't nobody need to look like no princess, bro. Just be your damn self.
more and more aggressive. The next step in Disney's programming is the good girl gone bad agenda, pushed on teen girls to corrupt their morals. The perfect example of this agenda in action is Miley Cyrus, who was used for the good girl gone bad agenda with her Hannah Montana show. The good girl gone bad agenda is used all over Hollywood, and in simple terms, is when a celebrity is introduced to the world with a clean good girl image. The kids end up falling in love with the stars, and the parents see no wrong, allowing their kids to consume their content freely. As the star starts to get a bit older, those in charge of the stars start to change their image from a good girl to one that's not so good of an influence on children. When Disney introduced Miley Cyrus to the world, it was as the leading star of their new hit show Hannah Montana, a show about a girl living a double life.
Man, I remember that show too, dude. That feels like a whole lifetime ago. That's crazy.
Who had a clean good girl image. Miley Cyrus would eventually become one of Disney's most successful stars, growing a massive fan base of loyal tween girls. By the time Miley Cyrus was reaching her teen years, her entire image was changed. Going through her bad girl stage, it is no surprise that Miley was used for this role, as she was the daughter of famous country singer Billy Ray Cyrus. Billy uses connections to get his daughter into Hollywood, eventually landing at Disney, where he basically handed his daughter to the devil himself, negotiating himself into the deal so that he may capitalize off his daughter. The industry used Miley to shape the minds of millions of young girls all around the world. I can remember watching Disney as a child, and I have countless great memories of enjoying their shows early in the morning and on weekends. I feel like I was being exposed to a wonderful magical world. I admired the stars and looked up to them. Little did I know that I was being manipulated and brainwashed. It's clear that there is something dark about Disney that's hidden behind all that magic. We must remember, if we choose to allow our children to watch these shows, you should remember to monitor them and not let them spend too much time alone with Disney. These shows can literally undo all the time you spend raising your child to be great, teaching them things you would have never expected them to ever learn. We must remember we are in a battle for our minds. We must not let them manipulate us. We must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Man. Dude, it feels like it was such a long time ago with Hannah Montana and all that stuff, dude. I can't believe that. That's so sad too, how he basically, like what he said, he basically just sold his daughter to the devil. I mean, that's so sad. I couldn't imagine doing that. But me personally, I never really was into Disney like that. I don't know uh, what it was, but there wasn't much Disney there wasn't very many Disney shows that I was into like that. I guess it's a good thing because I didn't really get brainwashed. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this as I did, and I will see y'all later. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, and your grannies, and everybody else you know. Kane out. Deuces.